We're setting the vibes. We're setting the vibes, guys. Welcome. Hi, guys. Listen to that love reading. When I tell you, I'm feeling like a snack. Let's fucking go, Air Alchemy. Let's fucking go. Yeah. Recording that, I was like... And then one of my clients actually reached out to me with some juicy info and was like... I was like, I wonder if I was tapping into what was going on with you. I love the collective energy. Hi, Sleeping Hedgehog. Hi, everybody. I'm going to make banana cake today. Yes, if the energy chills out. I had to grab myself a little drink, a little thing. I even actually lit some incense for this. I was like, okay, we're just going to make this a vibe. We're going to make it a vibe. Hi, Vivian. Hi, Sam. Hi, Aaliyah. Hi, Mappy. Hi, Josephine. I'm seeing who's here. Hi, Fairy. Like, digging through. Hello. Cathartic. Welcome. You're going to be with me cleaning my room. Yes, very Virgo. Very Virgo energy. Well, okay, guys. I gotta have a little vent real quick. I gotta have a little vent. I woke up and there's no water. Guys, there's no water. And my landlord is out of town, so I spent like a good hour this morning running around and trying to do some things and see if I could figure it out for him. We were on the phone and yeah, so I did what I could, and now the rest is in the hands of the universe at this point. So luckily, I'm always prepared. You guys should see my car. I have everything I could ever need in my car, and I always have stuff prepared. So I have water. I have a jug of water. So I'm okay, but I'm definitely gonna have to get more jugs. And luckily my brother has some. And so everything's fine. Everything is okay. It's just one of those things where you're like, oh, this is a luxury. This is a luxury for sure. So yeah, in my mind, I really want to name, especially with this eclipse portal, my mind was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to move again. And I was like, Izzy, chill out. Chill out. I'm like, first the fire, now we have water, all the elements. It's 11:11. I'll get you guys some jugs. We've got Aaliyah making tacos. Sam's gonna maybe make a banana cake. Welcome for those who are just popping in for the first time. I'm Izzy, your Sunday host for the weekly forecast of astrology. Thunder just cracked in the distance when you said that. Oh, thunder. Let's go. Okay, my brain, guys. I'm just rolling with the punches. I'm a water sign. What can I say? Stay #hydrated. So just actually letting myself arrive, letting myself actually be here with you all, knowing it's all gonna be okay. It's all okay. There's a part of me that's like, I'd rather be cleaning my room right now too, but I've already done a lot of cleaning. So how is everybody actually feeling? An actual feeling check. How are we actually feeling with this eclipse portal that we're in? I thought I missed this and it was yesterday. No, Mystic Rose, we are live on Sundays. Let's go. Yeah. And of course, anybody who this is your first time popping in, I go live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 12 Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 Eastern. So your time zones, if you're in Europe, I'm sorry. That's as far as my time zone math goes. So you have to calculate that yourself. And we talk about the astrology forecast for the week ahead. So we're diving into what's coming up and what to expect. And yeah, it's going to be delicious. Aaliyah said, refreshed compared to the start of the eclipse. Sam said, finally feeling like I can maybe sort of manage or wrangle this energy, but it's still overwhelming. Yeah, it's very interesting. Like, I pulled the Hermit for her today, and that is indeed how I'm feeling. Yes, Vivian. It's like the texture and quality of this eclipse portal is very different than the first for me personally. Gina said, decidedly not cleaning anything. Nice. Yes. For my obsessive cleaners, we chill. It's very different. And it's different in the sense of like, for me, the eclipse portal at the start of this year was very like, I thought I was like going crazy. I'm going to be so like, I'm having those moments here too, but it's not as intense. Like I was just like in meditation the whole time. The first eclipse portal of this year, I was just like meditating and having like extreme downloads and things coming in and weird encounters with people. So that was that for me. This eclipse season is definitely like, there was like this really heightened energy with the Leo energy. It was very, I was talking to Vivian about this yesterday. I bought lottery tickets. I never do that. It was very like, I'm going to win everything. And I was like, what is this? This is not me. Like, I don't do that. I'm a Taurus. I'm very practical when it comes to like financial matters. And yeah. So, but it was like kind of just like putting the money towards something and like that greater vision. It was very interesting. Spirit here said, Izzy, your readings have been terrifyingly on the nose, and this portal is absolutely wild spiritual awakenings going on. Going crazy. LMAO. Oh my goodness. I'm happy you're here. Hopefully what we'll be able to talk about here will kind of like anchor all of us in. I'm like, this portal has felt like 5 years and also like 5 minutes. We're only like, we have technically like 5 more days left in it, but it feels like a year. It's been very like time warpy for me. But every time I like get in bed, I'm like excited to go to sleep. Every night I'm like, oh, yes. Yeah. It's definitely more, a subtle, chill energy, Gina. I agree. But it's like there's nothing to make sense of anything. It's like sitting in either like the Upside Down or like Alice in Wonderland, and it's like nothing really makes sense here. We're all mad here, right? It's very interesting. Yeah, like I was getting ready for this and I looked at my clock and I was like, oh, like I have like 15 minutes. I need to like actually, I wasn't even dressed. And like, which was weird because I was like, oh, I know I'm very time aware for myself. And it took me like 2 minutes to get ready. And then I looked at the clock and I was like, only 2 minutes have passed? That was really weird. This portal's intense, but in a positive way. It ain't, I just ain't been able to sleep at night. Oh no, Lupe. That is rough. I've been sleeping a lot. And my cat wakes me up at 5, and finally I'm like waking up at 5 with him because I'm like, I really want a slower morning and more intentional time to myself instead of rushing. So I have been up since 5 a.m. and then running around dealing with water things, which speaking of, no, haven't heard. Time does feel so weird. Yeah. 100% just going with it. I feel like I've been sleeping a lot too. Time has been so weird. Yeah. I'm glad we're in agreement on the time thing. It's been, yeah. It's like the moments where I want time to pass fast, it goes slow. And the moments where I want time to slow, it's going fast. It's a very like, I'm like, what is happening? Oh, I'm just supposed to be in the moment, right? Isn't that what's supposed to be? Yeah. Yeah, the Schumann's it was doing some crazy stuff yesterday for sure. And there may be a moment where I have to pause the live stream and actually talk with one of the handymans that is on the property. So if that does happen, that's just gonna be a part of the deal today. I told my landlord I was gonna be occupied, but Oh well. So I'm like, how do I even talk about this upcoming week? I like this upcoming week. I like the lunar eclipse that's coming up. For those of you who are unaware, I did post a video on YouTube diving into this lunar eclipse. I was filming it yesterday, and it very much was like, it was so strange trying to film that too. It felt like the epitome of the lunar eclipse. I was like sitting and like staring and was like, I don't know how to talk about this energy because like I don't like I understand it, but it's not about understanding it. It's about like living it. We love a handyman's, yes. Maybe he'll be cute. That's what I was thinking. Virgo here. Let's go. I love Virgos. I'm biased, though. I will admit that. Ooh, what's everybody's favorite sign? And it can't be your own sign. Or like your big three. I'm gonna ask that question while I see what's even happening this week. What's even happening this week? Virgo, I said it can't be your own sign. I know there's a delay in the chat. I'm a Pisces and my favorite friends are Tauruses. Yeah, Pisces and Taurus is very yummy. I'm also partial to Virgo. My favorite is Taurus and Capricorn. Sag coming from a Gemini, Libra, Gemini. Yeah, Capricorns are my favorite and I'm a Cancer. Oh, I love the comparison piece of like what your sign is. Oops, Taurus maybe. I think Virgo or Cancer from Sam. I'm a Cancer, but I love Gemini women. They're so crazy, and Aries men. I'm a Capricorn and I love Aquarius. I love it. I definitely yeah, see, I was like, I love Aquariuses, but my moon's in Aquarius. Definitely love Scorpios. That's always been ever since like I first started studying astrology. I really was like, yep, that's it. That's the sign I like. But it's it makes sense in my chart as a Taurus sun. I'm a Scorpio and I love Capricorns. I also really love Capricorns too. Leo rising, sun, Leo rising and sun and Aquarius moon. Awesome, Joy. Welcome everybody who is popping in for the first time. I feel the same about Scorpios. Very interesting people. I love them. Yeah. It's like, I'm like, especially because my Mercury's in the 8th house, I'm like, you think I don't see you fuckers? And they're like, don't, but do, but don't. It's very entertaining. I adore all of them. Yeah, I know, Josephine, it's really hard to like pick, right? And that's where, as an astrologer, I'm like, I have a deep love for each part of the whole picture. I love my Scorpio rising, truly. Hi, Shadow Warlord. Welcome. It's me. It's me. I love Taurus, but I don't know many. I'm a Taurus, Josephine. It's me. You love me. Okay, well, thank you for entertaining my questions. That was fun. I love a little icebreaker. I love a little live stream icebreaker. The teacher in me, like, can't disappear. Also, like, I need to find a steadier thing for my camera because right now it's on my monitor, and like if I just like slightly do anything, we've got that happening. With serotonin has a Taurus rising. You're the one that comes to mind, so I'm biased in favor of Taurus, obviously. I'm a Gemini at this point. I've dug in so deep that I resonate with all signs. Yeah, that tends to happen, right? We all have pieces of the whole thing. I don't have any planets in Cancer, Leo, or Gemini. Or no, well, I mean, I don't know, not counting asteroids. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, well, we're going to be diving in for my new folks here. Welcome. Every Sunday, I go live to talk about the astrology forecast for the week ahead. So we're going to be diving in to that for the week of August. I'm like, when is it? August 24th to August 30th. So we're going to be jumping into that. I just clicked on some random things. Okay. Let's go ahead and I was all frazzled getting this all set up, so I have to click around. So let me in this live stream and video, we're going to be talking about the astrology forecast for the week of August 24th to August 30th. So what I love about this week is the fact that Mercury is kind of just doing a lot. And I love Mercury, right? As a Virgo rising, I love Mercury. So on Tuesday, August 25th, Mercury enters Virgo early in the morning. Later in the day on the 25th, Mercury trines Chiron. So Mercury slowly following the path of the sun, catching up to the sun, because on Thursday, August 27th, Mercury meets the sun and we have a Mercury cazimi, which means Mercury and the sun are conjunct. And then right after that, we have that lunar eclipse in Pisces at 4 degrees. I have a full video breaking that down. The next day, Friday, August 28th, Mercury and the sun square Uranus. So that's it. Those are the events happening this week. So it's a very mercurial driven, very mentally oriented, which I love. And if you guys haven't seen my video yet, it's okay. We'll dive into what's going to be going down. So let's go ahead and jump over here. All right. How's the orientation of my face? Oh, I'm burping. I'm a mess, guys. It's okay. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and jump to Tuesday, the 25th. Boom. I love this energy. I've not prepared for the Mercury cazimi. What the heck? You've been focused. Well, the Mercury cazimi happens right before the eclipse, and it's actually like a big part of it because it's a whole thing. I literally was like crazy math lady the past couple days, like trying to figure, like, I'm like, what does it mean? What is happening with the eclipse? The weather has been so nice, and having the back of my house open for this, I just love it. Like, little background, we're gonna do another little side conversation before we dive in. I lived in my brother's basement for 3 years, like from like 2021 to 2024. And it was hell. Like, not having natural light, I was depressed. I was like so depressed. So having any natural light at any moment, delicious, delicious. Okay, so we've got Mercury moving into Virgo. Thank God. Thank God. I'm biased with that comment. I'm just going to name that. Take another little sip here. Now, Mercury is at home in Virgo. So I really, really adore this energy. Like, this is yummy, yummy, delicious, good energy. I don't like what my computer's doing over here. Okay. I was in the cave. I was more than just in the cave. I was the cave. I was in my own personal hell. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about Mercury and Virgo. So as Mercury shifts into Virgo on the 25th, which is again Tuesday, it's going to be happening earlier in the morning. This is a shift of our mind and the mental orientation. Now, this is the first time that Mercury is in Virgo without the South Node there. So that is going to be a key indicator for the rest of Virgo season. Same with the sun in Virgo. Like, this Virgo energy has a very new, fresh gait to it. Like, there is this new pep in its step. It is different. It's like head up taller. It's like owning this energy in a way that is refined. It's very refined, instead of more fear-based is how I'm seeing this. Because when the South Node transits through the different signs, it's sort of this release valve of like the old stagnant energy and integrating the polar opposite of the other sign. So there is this beautiful like refinement that's happened that has been brought in by the Pisces energy. So as Mercury moves into Virgo, our communication and our mental body, along with our physical body, is moving into deeper alignment. So a delicious piece about Virgo, I know I talked about this last week, is the fact that Virgo is the 6th sign. It's the mind, body, spirit alignment. So what I'm going to be talking about here is really going to relate to everything else I talk about for this week, because like I already prefaced, Mercury is sort of leading the race here, is really leading. I keep hearing Off to the Races by Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey has been coming in my God jukebox of a mind. So I'm just going to mention that. Continue on about Mercury and Virgo. This, you know what it really feels like? So we're gonna do some metaphors here. We're gonna jump into the metaphors. As you guys know, I really like those. So when we actually look at the throat, right, the larynx, in comparison to the cervix, right, the a part of the feminine anatomy, they mirror each other. I look at the larynx as the Gemini rulership of Mercury, and then I look at the cervix as the feminine rulership of Mercury, because Mercury is non-binary. That's a beautiful thing about Mercury. Mercury has this adaptability to their energy. So when we deepen into Mercury in Virgo, there's like this profound shedding that has happened in the Virgo energy. So as we're bringing in to, you believe they're connected to the nerves? Yeah, the nervous system. Yes, absolutely. And that is definitely a Virgo thing. And I'm bringing in the sort of shedding context and the shedding layer because of like this fresh new space, this new energy that we're moving into with Virgo. It's like a clean slate. Some of the imagery that that's coming to mind is I really like to relate Virgo season to back to school, because I used to be a teacher, and it really is that like, get all your pencils, get all your supplies, get the things, right? Get all the books that you need. And it's like this feels like going to a new school. This feels like entering a new space where you're new, nobody knows you, so you get to really embrace this new energy. When it comes to the communication factor of Virgo, there's going to be a deeper clarity of like speaking what is true when it comes to the mind, body, spirit alignment, right? So this meaning like, if your emotions are off, your body is off. If your mood is off, maybe you ate something wrong. And so there is, whoa, I totally just got like completely derailed because I was having a moment of deja vu. And I was like, okay, just ignore it, Izzy. You don't need to talk about it, but it's definitely taken over. Interesting. Some deja vu. I think I'm feeling back to the eclipse portal that we had last year, where there was this sort of like floating, very clear, releasing of the perfectionism. And now it's sort of like, there is a bit of trepidation as Mercury moves into Virgo, because it's like, you do know things. You do have like clarity on how to move forward, but it's like actually being able to bring words to it, bring and name it, bring it to the surface. So just in general, Mercury in Virgo is very analytical. It is very based off of facts and figures, like what is tangibly happening around you and gathering that sort of data. There's also this, the word deliberate is coming in. Like there's a lot of Deliberate. Is that a word? I'm now making up words. Maybe it's because I was watching Wicked for Good the other night. Making up my own words. Shadow Girl, it's totally okay if you're late. This will be re-uploaded, of course, so you'll be able to watch the rest of it at another time. There's just like this deeper facet that comes in with Mercury entering Virgo where it's like, it feels like a breath of fresh air and being in alignment with your body, with your words, with your mind, and everything like coalescing and like working together in a fluid expression. So communication is going to be very rooted in, I heard absolutes, which feels very rigid, but there's sort of this like, no, I know this to be true because I've been moving through this. Like, this is my personal narrative. Now, there is this piece of Virgo that is deeply discerning. So conversations that really challenge your discernment will come up here. What is your personal truth versus collective truth versus what just is going to be moving with Mercury and Virgo. And just deeper, like, I'm just seeing using communication to really cut through the fog, really using your words to get clear on your desires. I love that. So that's Mercury in Virgo. Been feeling that. Yeah, a lot of discernment where it's like, is this real? Am I reading into this? Am I making things up? And this is going to lead into the lunar eclipse, which I'll be talking about soon. But there is this piece of like Mercury coming in and is sort of really bringing in this like, oh, now I can talk about the thing. These sort of things that have been moving, especially since Mercury was in Leo and was with all of the with the South Node, and is actually presently with the South Node right now, where, oh my God, words. Goodness. Mercury is presently, when we're talking live here, is with the South Node in Leo. And so there really is this like kind of piece that is coming in presently around like, oh, these are the deeper things that need to shed. Gina said, I love this so much. So on track for what I've been feeling. Yeah. For me, the shift of Mercury in Virgo, and at least the sun in Virgo right now where we're live, I see very clearly the schematics and the blueprint of the steps that I need to take. Like, I see it very clearly. I know in my body it's not the right time, but I will know when to take action when it is the right time. That's sort of how this energy has been feeling for me, where I'm like really holding the edge and holding like my energy in alignment for when action is asked of me. And Mercury's very supportive of that. So I really love that. Additionally, with Mercury entering Virgo on the 25th, Mercury makes a trine to Chiron retrograde in Taurus. Now, Mercury is so close to the sun that we can see that this is sort of the pathway the sun has already taken. The sun actually presently, while this is live, while we are presently live, the sun is making a trine to Chiron in Taurus, so we're feeling those themes. Now, Mercury comes in on Tuesday, granting us words and wisdom to really create and carve a pathway for this Chiron in Taurus. I love when Mercury comes into these transits, because Mercury really opens up a doorway into communication, because how we speak and how we articulate and communicate to one another, that's how we relate realities, right? Without communication, we're basing things off of shared felt feelings, which how I feel and interpret things may be very different, where I could say this is green and you could say it's something different. But if we didn't have the word to say this is green, there's no interfacing that's happening. So Mercury brings in this like doorway of interfacing and allowing the energy to move through. So this trine to Chiron retrograde in Taurus, 0 degrees, is it just barely tipped into Taurus the last few weeks and now is retrograde. So we got a little moment of, oh, okay. What is my worth? What is my value? Right? There's sort of these edges of relating to the body, Taurus, and also like the things that we own, because Taurus being the first earth sign is about I have. What do I have? The first thing we own in this life is our body. Okay? So that is the first thing that we really get, right? And so Chiron and Taurus is bringing up where maybe that ownership has been given away. Maybe we've put our worth or value in a different bucket. It's funny. I just saw like a Lent bucket where it's like, oh, I'm just not going to be this part of me. I'm going to like give that to somebody else or like let that fall to the wayside. And so Chiron and Taurus is really now retrograde, inviting in a deeper inquiry around like, yeah, what is my value? What is my worth? Like, what does that feel like for me? And just sitting with it. And Mercury brings in this bridge with the trine of communication around it. Actually being able to name it, especially after the sun is highlighting it. Ugh. Burping. Vivian said, I forgot. My throat did a shed recently. I had tonsillitis during the solar eclipse and had to shed the stones to heal. Whoa, crazy sync. Love that. And just tapping in with everybody who's here. Thank you. Thank you for those of you on TikTok for liking and sharing the live. It really helps my content get out to people who may enjoy it. I see you. I appreciate you. And everybody on YouTube, I see you as well. Welcome. I know I have a few new faces here as well. I'm looking over at the things. So, Taurus brings up our resources. So being able to talk about those things, being able to name those things, name the pain points also that may have arisen at this time, being able to give them a voice, this part of us, this Chiron and Taurus that goes like, I don't really feel worthy of X, Y, and Z. Whether it's a new job, a new partnership, wherever Taurus is for you. Maybe there's a new belief system that is surfacing for some of you where you're really seeing where old systems were holding you back, but it's like, ooh, who am I without those things, right? Lots of pieces coming up, and Mercury is just really holding Chiron's hand here and saying like, let's talk about it. And let's actually, and the beautiful thing about Mercury, like I already shared with the sun in Virgo last week, is that there is this really supportive hand where the Virgo energy is like, I'm not trying to solve or fix this, though I can if you ask. There is this sort of like, let me discern this for you and let you know what is real and what is not. Okay, which I really, really love. I love this Virgo energy for that. So conversations around your worth, around your value at this time can be very beneficial to bring up like healing and to like see it a little bit deeper. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to the 27th. So the 27th is where we have this eclipse happening. And it's later in the evening. I think it's around 5 p.m., if I'm correct. Maybe a little later, 6. Okay, maybe a little bit later, 7. Okay, it's okay. Oh, I did 8 a.m. That's what happens. It's your half birthday, yo. Oh my god, why did it? What is happening here? What is happening? Okay, let's do it. There we go. Okay. So prior to the eclipse, earlier in the day, oh, give me a second, guys. My thing's doing the thing where it like grabs the grabby tool, but it won't let me. Hold on, I have to jump here and reset my little epic pen thing. So I don't know why it does that. It really, I haven't been able to figure it out. End task. I have to like literally go into the task manager and do that. Happy birthday, Siam. Okay, here we go. Now we can jump back. So prior to this, the sun and Mercury meet. I love this. I love this energy so much because there's sort of this, whenever we have a Mercury Cazimi, that is when anything is conjunct the sun, the heart of the sun, there's like this passing of information that happens. And with this being 4 degrees of Virgo, there is this beautiful energy that comes down to the Sabian symbol, which is a church bazaar. And there's sort of this passing of information that happens here in a very mystical way, which is not very Virgo, but with everything else that's going on at this time, it is pretty Pisces Virgo. I do love a Mercury Cazimi, so warm and connected. Yeah. So there was this like the image that just came to mind was like people whispering to each other, like in passing, like in the hallway or something, where like good news is being spread, but it's like you can feel that information, like the collective buzz of that information, though it might not be fully clear yet until the eclipse actually happens. So there is this expansion though of the Mercury mind. The mercurial mind is very, very big, to put it simply. So the two of these coming together before this lunar eclipse is sort of this expansion of like, oh, here's some deeper insights. Here's some greater pieces that are being revealed to us. And especially when it comes to how we relate to the Virgo energy. So I always have to like bring this in. So we've had the lunar eclipse we've had the North and South node in Pisces and Virgo for the last year and a half. They just shifted into Leo and Aquarius. So I do feel this kind of is like a test, not in a like big way, but in a like, hey, like this is the thing you've been preparing for. Here's the information. Here's the test answer. Like here's a little like note card sort of information to move you through it. And it's going to be a bit of an aha moment where your mind and your heart, your ego identity are like, oh, I see. Cool. I see. Right. That's been this pressure that's been building, right? The portal between the eclipses, it's very much like this pressure cooker that we're in. And it's like, okay, when are we done? When can we take it out of the oven? When can we turn it off? When can we get out? And so this is like the last little piece before the release. Okay. I feel like I'm using a lot of words and phrases, but not really talking about it. But that's kind of the energy right now where it's like, we can't quite really talk about the exact thing that's going to be because that's not allowed. But as we tap into this Mercury Cazimi, it really is listening to your body's wisdom, which isn't something that makes sense to the Gemini mind. This is body-based wisdom. And it's just making me think of the sweet client I got to meet with this week where we did an embodiment session and it just broke her open like, holy fuck. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know I could tap into my body at this level and receive insights that isn't of the mind. It is like the body, right? Sam said, well, I think we're just subconsciously know that we don't have a way to communicate what's needed in a way that everyone can understand. And so for the sake of not being misunderstood, we talk around it. Yeah, definitely, where I definitely can see that piece. Thanks for bringing that to the field with that sort of idea. I know for me, I don't fear being misunderstood, but that's just me. In general, it's like literally I'm trying to find the words for the thing, and it's like my brain keeps like going like, nope. It's like, squirrel, go this way. Like, it's not time yet. And I'm like, God damn it, let me just talk about the thing. Cause like I know the thing, but when I deepen into my body, it's a different wisdom. And that's where the Virgo energy sort of gets lost in this like very cubicle like energy where it's like this. I see like a boss babe, like I'm seeing Hailey Bieber for whatever reason, like this like slick back bun vibe. And I normally don't name celebrities ever. That's not normally a thing, but it's like, but like in a cubicle and like put in a box. And the Virgo energy is actually deeply organic. It is very much that Persephone spring like energy, like this maiden energy that is wild and untamed and wants to grow flowers and wants to give and be of service. Don't know that it's the fear of being misunderstood, but we know that if the person doesn't understand, we might not have another way to explain it. So rather than going back and forth, we just assume that it won't land. Yeah, I can hear that for sure. Yeah, with some of those pieces, especially. I know for me, a lot of this eclipse portal hasn't been like related to other people very much. It's been very isolating. So I don't personally resonate with that piece, but I know that there are definitely people that do, where it's like, I'm just like not trying to convince people or like campaign people to your space. And so there's sort of this softness of like, it just is what it is. Welcome, Muse. Thank you. Thank you. It's been so good posting videos. So last little pieces about this campaign. It's like I don't need to like go out of my way to like get people to understand my POV. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, where it's like it can just be exhausting, and it's like, where can I use that discernment with how I use my words to actually connect to people in a meaningful way? Right. And that's that greater piece of like, I think with this work, I've learned to understand that most people are not going to understand me, and that the right people will, because that's been like most of my experience when I first started doing astrology. Was I was really trying to be palatable and digestible, but I'm like, oh wait, that's not my audience. I surround myself with people that like to take the thoughts that come from my mind and digest them. And they do the chewing, right? Where I'm like, here's a concept. And it's like, I'm going to take that and see like, and chew on it and see if that fits. And if I don't like it, I'm just going to have a no thank you helping and move on. Right. So, but that is very much this like new Virgo energy. It feels very clear on like, it feels like pristine water, like the best water that you can like. It's a very rejuvenating. It's like clean, fresh spring water is sort of this Virgo energy, which I really love. Me when Izzy talks. I love that emoji. Anything else about this Mercury Kazemi? In my mind's eye, it's really relating to the toroidal field, like our energy field in our body. And it's like our mind and our body becoming aligned, and like our heart with the ego of the sun aspect, where it's like, like actually listening to your body's wisdom. And like the insight around, oh my God. I think this relates to a dream that I had. Literally dreaming last night, I had things like actually happening outside of me. Like things were falling in my house and nothing was knocking them down. But I was dreaming about different things, and then the things would fall and I'd hear sounds. And there's like this very thinning energy, especially with the Pisces energy coming up, where it's like, yes, like it's one and the same. Like these realities are all, this is getting a little quantum, just a little preface, where all these things are sitting together like on the same wavelength, but we can't perceive it because of our eyes. But our body has a different field that it can feel things and interact with things. And so that's like this greater peace. I dreamt for the first time in a while last night. That's interesting. Ooh, I love dreaming. Oh, I was like, something just disconnected on my computer. Interesting. Oh, it just did the sound again. I don't know what that is. Wonder if it's my keyboard. Anyways. Okay, so why interesting dream. That was the description of my life yesterday. Everything falling but nothing knocking it down. My sister's birthday is the 28th. Oh, beautiful. Happy birthday, sister. I like your username. I drink coffee. I love your profile picture too. That's epic. I too also drink coffee. Now talking about this lunar eclipse, of course, I have a full like almost 30-minute video breaking this down. So I'm not going to like basically repeat that, but it's something that I'm going to bring in because it's a part of this is the fact that literally the next day, Mercury and the sun will be squaring Uranus. So we already feel this building up. So I'm going to be talking about these sort of all together. But first, talking about the moon in Pisces and this partial lunar eclipse that we're having. Woo! It's interesting. I'm just going to preface, it's very auspicious, this lunar eclipse, but it really feels like that perfect fit. It's feeling like that Goldilocks energy of like things finally settling into place. But the biggest key that I was picking up from the energy is the fact that everything has to shift in order to make space for the new. It's sort of like, this was another analogy that came to my mind after I posted my video because I was like, I don't think I articulated that well enough. Imagine you're sitting at a school lunch table and the person next to you has a treat that you want, but they don't want the treat that you have, but the person on the other side of you wants that. And it's like, you got a group of 4 people and everybody's willing to trade to their left, right? So everybody gets what they want. It's sort of like that energy. So you're passing something to the left and receiving something from the right, where there is this giant exchange and shift of energy. But I'm seeing this lunar eclipse as deeper facets of you. Like I'm looking at the key areas of your life, like love, home, career, and identity. Right? So that would be like your first house, your 4th house, your 7th house, and your 10th house. Okay? Is that landing? It really is this like big shift. So the moon in Pisces is ruled by the 8 of Cups. It's like the games where you sit in a circle and you put your hands on top of each other. We are the birth chart. Yeah. I was thinking about that game where you like, and you grab hands and you have to untwist. Like it's like this crazy communication piece, that's coming in at this time, but it's like everything is landing. And it's like, again, with some of the readings that I've posted on TikTok too, where I've spoken to the fact that, yeah, the human knot game. Yeah. I actually did a whole exercise with that game. When I was a intern at a school where I had the group of kids, I categorized them by introverts and extroverts. And I did some astrology stuff too behind the scenes, but I didn't reveal that to them. And I had them do that exercise and only had like the extroverts talk, and I labeled them different colors. I didn't tell them what they were, but based off of some of these little quizzes that they did, right? It was really cool to just see like the differentiation and like talk about the different like personality traits. That was fun. Total random sidebar. So this Pisces full moon being ruled by the 8 of Cups in the first decan of Pisces, the 8 of Cups is about like walking away, right? That's sort of like the end all, like be all like phrase that people say, but it really is about understanding that where you're at now it doesn't resonate emotionally. The terrain, the emotional space, like there is new horizons, there's new things that you're desiring to go into. And Sam wrote here, never settle for good enough. The best option awaits you when you see it. That's what my tarot book says about the Eight of Cups. Yeah, it's really like, oh, like this isn't for me anymore. And in the Piscean space, right, in this Pisces space, this is bringing in some things that you've been working on, because in the first decan of Pisces, it's ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is now retrograde, as you're going to see all these threads come together. All these threads are going to continue to come together, because when we look at Saturn retrograde, Saturn having moved into Aries at the start of this year, it's almost like maybe something started at the beginning of this year that you've been building. And now that Saturn's retrograde, you've been looking at like, oh, I don't know about this. I'm not sure. Was this worth the effort? And the Piscean piece is like is giving that permission of like, hey, like it's okay not to hold on to this, right? It's okay to release it and leave room for more things to grow. And that's where we look into, I really find that the Virgo energy is sort of like a bit more powerful in this lunar eclipse. Like the sun, the fact that the sun is there, Mercury's there, and the sun is in the first decan of Virgo, which is ruled by the sun. So the sun has a little bit more like power going on here. And being ruled by the Eight of Pentacles, this really talks about like the flow state that you get in when you're doing the thing that you love. And so you might be realizing, oh, I can't get into the flow state of something that I used to love doing, or that used to be mine, or like the way I used to do something. There is something shifting and changing that needs to change in order for you to access a new flow state that's actually in alignment with the direction you truly want to go. What I wrote sort of for my notes is that the moon is highlighting the things to release. It's really highlighting that area of that Piscean part of your chart, things to let go of, things to surrender to the reconfiguration. Like it's literally, I'm seeing like, I'm getting a very rich visual where it's like, yeah, surrendering something to the altar of like God, source, universe. Like I give this to you, like I'm complete with this thing. And then the sun comes in and it is the new way of, and like, it's like, I'm going to just use the word God, right? It's like God takes that and says, thank you. Let me change it. Let me shift it, and like is able to reconfigure it and gives it back to you in this way. That's like the Virgo energy is like a new way of interfacing it with this Virgo energy. So you get a new perspective as you surrender it. And the Virgo goes, oh, okay, this is a different way of moving about it. And like, this is a new pathway for me. Instead of doing things this one way, maybe you've edited a photo a specific way for 10 years. And now it's like, oh, what would it look like to edit this photo in a different way, or use a different software, or use something else? Still doing something that you desire. It's just letting go of outdated systems. Now, yeah, my brother always says Gus as well too. Yeah, when he said that to me, I was like, you didn't, that, what the hell is that? So when we, now to add on top of this, we've got a square to Uranus happening. So this is like very interesting. So Uranus comes in and shakes things up. So all this energy that I'm talking about here, this is it's almost like I don't know why, but what you're talking about, my body just got chills and tears are falling. That is the exact Michelle, that is the exact confirmation. That's that Virgo energy. That's the body-based wisdom that Virgo brings in. It's like, why am I crying at this thing? Or why do I feel so invigorated in my body to do this thing? If your body's like shrinking and wants to run away, that thing's clearly a no, right? That's the Virgo wisdom. Thank you for this live. You're really validating me, my family, my son. List goes on, plus the dream and things that I've been ranting all week. Oh, thank you. I'm really glad. I'm really glad. I do astrology very differently, and I understand that now. I already shared throughout this live, like, I used to really try to fit the like mainstream pop astrology gateway, and it's just not me. Like, I also notice when I'm in that performative piece with you guys, like I can tell, like when I first start the stream, I kind of am like, oh, I'm streaming. And then I go, oh, like, no, I'm with my people. I can actually soften. I like relax in my chair. I've got my like knees, like I'm all like situated how I would be when I'm just chilling and being comfortable. I'm glad you're here, Matt. So I appreciate all of you for supporting me. So, you know, all the things that you guys have done, just even following, it really does help. It's so fucking wild. Izzy a year ago would not believe anything that has changed the last month. So anyways, coming to this Uranus piece, my birthday is 29. I keep hearing you'll hear me clearer soon. Oh, beautiful. This square to Uranus brings in this is just really igniting the changes. This is really igniting the change and allowing like the way that I see this. So everything I talked about this lunar eclipse that's coming up, like that's the greater threads. But Uranus is kind of taking the reins here and is like, I'm just going to do it in an unexpected way. So no matter what I try to say to articulate how it's going to happen, Uranus will just do it how he wants to do it. So it can be like a sudden run in with a person. It could be a sudden change of things. It can be a sudden shift in trajectory. Like it's sort of this idea that like you've been sailing on a boat and the wind literally changes and pivots, and it's like, oh yeah, of course your destination's going to change because there's this external influence that is going to shift. Yeah, Uranus is still in Gemini. Yeah. Uranus is in Gemini. So this is mental liberation, where there can be thoughts or conversations or people, things that come in that really just shift your perspective on these things. Your authenticity is purifying your audience. Just do you. I saw you feel my son's neck right in front of me, passing on vibrations, lifting the weight with us, the particles, rebalancing the grid. That's beautiful. Yeah. Very ambivalent energy about the flow of things. Yeah. There's like, it's like a very what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is like how do I describe this? It's like networking like pipes, but it's like these energy like grid things, but it's also like I'm seeing like the Mario pipes where it's like just an unexpected thing emerging that is going to be like, oh, and like how in some of the Mario games he like gets like little power up things that change like his state. It's kind of like that. Which is really, really interesting. So I go a lot deeper on this lunar eclipse in my other video. The last piece I am going to name is the fact that we have Pluto at 3 degrees. We have Neptune at 3 degrees. They're making a sextile and forming a yod to Virgo. Hi, PETA. Welcome. Or is it PTAC? Let me know. And so that's why I'm really framing this Virgo energy is like pushing things out. And the way that I sort of articulated this is like the internal shifts that are happening within us are forcing the external changes. Like it really is this like eruption that's happening where it's like, I can't not do these things that are actually going to get me to where the fuck I want to go. Like I'm going to share some of the things that have been building in the background for me. Like I know my day-to-day schedule needs to change. I know this. Like, there is something that needs to viscerally change in order to support me and what I'm building long term. But my body needs different experiences. I need to be showing up differently in my body. So more movement, more things like that. But my body right now has been saying you need to rest. So I know I already have routines and plan for after the eclipse of like the steps that I'm going to take. I already have systems that I've been slowly building, not forcing myself to. It's only been like small pieces at a time of like, this would be good for me to do on this day, or this would be nice here, streamlining things and really showing up differently in my new environments. I'm so glad I drink coffee. That's so sweet. So this yod, so when we look at Pluto in Aquarius, that has been the internal reconfiguration of our piece and the greater collective, right? Where we're looking at, oh, how have I been playing a part in the matrix, right? Where have I been subject to these things that I don't actually agree with? How can I rewire myself? And then Neptune retrograde in Aries has been bringing us into this deeper, like, I say I love myself, but do I really love myself? This has been this deepening into like, what is true self-love? Not the like light and love, like I'm gonna take a bubble bath, but like the deep things of like, oh, like this, do I even love this part of me? Right? Really sitting with that. And so they've been building up this pressure with the sextile together. They've been building this up. And the yod, the exit point is the sun in Virgo. So it really is like refinement, guys. Refining your energy and allowing you to take tangible action day to day, Virgo, like the mundane. That's the thing I love about Virgo. I'm going to tell you guys this. The most spiritual thing that you guys can do is actually live your human fucking life in alignment with your internal beliefs. That's it. And that's what Virgo talks about. It's like, how am I going to show up every day in devotion to my beliefs, right? The Piscean energy, right? Because the Pisces full moon, lunar eclipse is revealing like, hey, these things aren't working anymore. We need to shift. We need to release this. We need to like, let this go. And the Virgo energy is really saying like, how do I respect and honor that for myself in a way that isn't placating or avoiding anything? It's like, okay, I see the truth of this situation and now we're gonna just move with it. So yeah, and of course on Friday, as we move to Friday, we have that exact Mercury's moving really, really quick. So Mercury makes that square to Uranus. So again, there is sort of like this challenging of the mind. So it's really shifting, you know, our mind has to release old stagnant energy. That's what Uranus is doing at this time. And then Uranus directly squares the sun. So again, this sort of shifting and changing of this Virgo energy, it really feels like a system upgrade. It's like a software upgrade and like a UI, right? For those of you unfamiliar with those terms, UI is user interface. And that's what you're looking at on your device right now. Somebody exactly planned what you're looking at here, how things move, the reactions, I used to do UI design, UI and UX. So people literally make that. And so Uranus is giving you like a unique user interface upgrade of like how you're going to interface with life. And it's going to be different. Yeah, what a week, guys. What a week. I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for this eclipse portal to be over. It's driving me mad not being able to take action. So again, a quick recap for the week of August 24th to August 30th. On Tuesday, the 25th, Mercury enters Virgo, and then Mercury trines Chiron. On Thursday, the 27th, the sun is conjunct Mercury. And then we have the lunar eclipse in Pisces doing all these other aspects that I already spoke about. And then Friday, the 28th, Mercury and the sun make an exact square to Uranus. Okay. Yeah. it really has been maddening for me. And personally, before I talk about my personal stuff, just quick understanding for those of you who popped in a little bit later. I re-upload this to YouTube, so it will be there. And additionally, I have a newsletter. It's called Letters from the Eighth House, where everything that I talked about here, I write it down in a neatly written format, and it hits your inbox on Monday so that you have like just tangible guide points for everything I spoke about. That is going to be changing structure soon too. Like I already said, I have a lot of things that are changing structures, but every time during this eclipse portal, I try to change the structure. It's like, not now. Wait, just wait. And I'm just like, okay. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, so this is the point in the live stream where I open up the space for questions, astrologically based questions for this live stream specifically. So specific chart placements or specifics, you know, all the specifics, guys. And then I'm going to take my pretty ass to a cafe to go right after this. That's my plans. And then go get some water jugs from my brother so that I have water. I keep checking my phone because I'm like, do we have water? Do we have water? Thank you guys. I'm so grateful for all of you showing up here. It really is like, when I was prepping for the live stream, I'm like, I just keep having more and more ideas of like what I want to do. I have so many things. My midheavens Gemini, it's so like activated right now with Uranus there. I'm like, oh my God, I want to do this and this and this and this. Not a question, but literally myself, not a question, but I feel myself literally coming alive during this time as a Virgo. No, seriously, same. I'm like, I was hoping, here's a little truth about me. Here's a little truth about me. I was thinking that this like Leo energy with the sun transiting my 12th house and everything, I'm like, I'm just gonna like get everything organized before. No, it definitely didn't happen that way. How do you like doing that? I can give you a birthday. So I'm not going to be looking at birthdays or anything like that. I don't do that here, but you would have to know your own chart. So you can look up your chart via astro.com. You can use the Time Passages app. There's a lot of different pieces. So learning your chart. But if anybody is interested in chart readings, I have 7 spots open for the month of September to book natal chart readings with me. If you're interested, I've limited myself to 10 readings a month so I don't burn myself out. So there's still 7 spots for September if you guys want to do that. Yeah. So I won't pull anybody's charts up or read their charts live because the readings that I do is very, very, potent. My readings are potent, Amber, and it's not something that should be publicly shared. Yeah. With my Mercury in Aquarius in the 7th, what are your thoughts? Are you talking about like with the eclipses? What degree is your Mercury? Do I offer any astrocartography readings? I do not. I've loosely done astrocartography. It's as an astrologer, it's like an easy thing to interface with because it's just astrology based off of location. That mic is so good. I could hear you swallowing. Ew. It's like you just look at the planet and see where you want to live. Are you wanting to move somewhere specific, or seeds? Mercury, with my Mercury in Aquarius in the 7th, what are your thoughts? Well, just in this week in general, it's not aspecting anything. So 11 degrees. Yeah. Yeah, it's not aspecting anything. It's lightly sextile Saturn. So support. Yeah. Opposing your ascendant. I just see like the eclipses being a greater theme for you in communication in relationships and being more authentic in relationships and not performing. That's just a greater thread there. Michelle, I'm not sure what was going on for you in 2019, but that sounds cool. Katrina, welcome. It's such a weird time, arguably heavy, but mostly confusing. Yeah. What does it mean to have the Sun, Mercury, and Venus and South Node in Pisces in the 8th house in light of the lunar eclipse? Depending on their degrees specifically, that would show up differently. It depends on the degree. So this lunar eclipse is happening at 4 degrees of Pisces. So if any of them are near or within 3 degrees of 4 degrees of Pisces, you're going to feel that. So if it's not right, this is where transits, like, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the eclipse. It's going to be a deeper evolution of those parts of you. It's going to be the merging of the Pisces and Virgo energy and having a deeper symbiosis with it, where they're working together instead of against each other, is how I'm sort of looking at that. I'm trying to figure out where my next move needs to be. What's calling to you? Right? We can use astrocartography to move to specific places, like for specific experiences. But if there's like an intuitive space that you're like, I want to move here, with the Sun and MC line, that's delicious. Like, that is just a good line to live on. Your Sun line, there's going to be more eyes on you. And with your MC line being there too, it's just greater visibility. My Pisces Sun at 4 degrees. Yeah, Sam. I also know somebody else with a 4 degrees Pisces Sun, and I'm like, don't know how this is gonna work for you guys. I was really like trying to figure it out for this person. I'm like, I think it's gonna be really freeing, truthfully. Like, I really like the it's like being set free. Being set free. Oh, the flies are here. Please. Let me have water, please. Yeah, it just felt good energetically, and I felt pulled. Yeah, because like, I felt a pull to go to Ireland, and my Jupiter line is in Ireland. It's like there's usually some sort of like initial like, this would be cool, and then you look at the astrocartography and you're like, interesting. My risings is 8 degrees of Pisces. Uranus is 10. Things are on the up and up. Let's go. Yes, you're a Pisces Sun. Love it. Love my Pisces people. Beautiful. Any other specific astro questions? I just had a big conversation with my partner about boundaries, initiate it, and I didn't cry. No, that's literally it, Sam. Like, that's it. It's like, you can say things, right? How can you look up astrocartography? You can use astro.com, and then they have like a sidebar. Their UI sucks. I hate astro.com, but they have the best software. And you can click astro travel and then locational astrology. Yeah, truthfully, this eclipse portal has been so disorienting for me, because it's in my 12th house and 6th house, and I'm just like, I know I need to take action. I know things need to shift in my day-to-day, but I need to release the 12th house things, which has been like laying on the floor and crying. And like not making it wrong. I'm just like, Then I was bleeding during it. Oh my gosh, it's been really fun. But big changes are coming from Izzy. I'm so excited for Virgo season. I'm ready. I heard a voice. Now I'm disoriented. Who's outside? I'll get them. Physically, I'm not on the floor, but spiritually, I'm on the floor with me. Same, you even bled, yeah. Would you be able to tell if I should chase a... Wait, would you be able to tell if you should chase or be pursued in relationships using astrology placements? Kind of, yes. Depending on your Mars and Venus. Mars is your we have a balance of both. So it just depends on which energy you wish to play in. You'd look at your Mars as your masculine energy and look at your Venus as your feminine energy. Venus wants to be loved and adored and respected in that way. Oh, you have Mars and Cancer in the 4th. Bless, Amber. And Venus and Gemini. Yeah, you're definitely somebody who wants your inner masculine wants to be pursued and your inner feminine wants to chase. So they've got a little bit of a role reversal happening there, which is very Venus and Gemini. Welcome. Is it anybody's first time to my live stream? I'm just checking all the stuff. Dang, dude. Was I on the nose with that, Amber? What if Mars and Venus are both in the same sign? Yummy. Really good symbiotic energy. I'm loving that word. Symbiotic. There's just more harmony there. I always want to chase, but for real, I want somebody to chase me. Yeah. Well, you're also really attracted to, what's your sexual orientation? Before I automatically assume. First timer for a live. Let's go, open air. Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm loving being live on YouTube, guys. It's so much fun. And especially YouTube, I've had like a new influx of followers. So thank you for those of you who have jumped in. I love it. I'm loving the YouTube life. I'm not going to lie. Might be retiring TikTok. Sorry, guys. Mars and Gemini and Venus and Virgo. Oh, yeah, babes. Yeah, babes. Yep. Emily. Emily, you just want that mentally I think we talked about that. You want somebody who's mentally stimulating. Mars in Sag first house and Venus and Taurus in the 6th. Well, I'm like, I've read some of your guys' charts. I'm like, we've talked about this, you guys. We've talked about this. Yeah, that video got a lot of views on YouTube. I was surprised. I was like, that was just a random one from TikTok. Amber, are you bisexual? Are you heterosexual? Are you gay? What's your sexual orientation? I also have mutual reciprocation with Mars because my moon is in Aries. I got a bug bite. Because when you have Mars in Cancer, the masculine energy that you're attracted to tends to be very like soft and emotional. Maybe you did say your sexual orientation and maybe TikTok filtered it out. Yeah, you like the soft boys. And then the Venus and Gemini is like, but you have to like stimulate my mind. You have to be interesting. You're straight. Yeah. By the way, love it. Thank you. Do you have any insights about my what's your what conjunct you have what conjunct the eclipse? Not new, but today's my birthday and I'm really loving this delicious energy. Happy birthday! Yay! We got a Virgo in the chat. Let's go. I have the same placements, also in amber. Oh my gosh. Guys, I've collected ambers. Y'all flock to me like crazy. It's so wild. Wild. Oh, your Pluto polarity point. Ooh, I love that. Oh, this is going to be really cool for you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just like daydreaming about it. It's ultimately going to have you like reconfigure, right? When we look at Pluto in evolutionary astrology, it represents your soul, and Pluto in Virgo is really like, you know what it's like to be of service and like in the like hypercritical energy, right, to a default. And so the moon in Pisces is revealing that part of you that deepens into surrender, that actually it's like, again, the way that I'm perceiving the energy of the eclipse is sort of like how the ocean and land work together, right? Where there is this like, there has to be like this merging, right? They both support each other. And so there is going to be a release of some sort of emotional truth to reconfigure into that Pluto piece. Pluto being like, you're going to be re-identifying with your soul's energy. Gotta go. Love you, Aaliyah. Thanks for hanging out. Sweet friends, I think it's about that time. I'm going to go to a coffee shop. I'm going to go write this newsletter and get some snacks, get some food, go do things. Wait, should I chase the softies? Yeah, you're attracted to emotional men. That's what feels safe to you. So find a man with Mars in Cancer, or Mars in Pisces, or Mars in Scorpio. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I will be live next Sunday. Most likely at the same time, I might have to pick somebody up at the airport. So we'll see if I'm not live. It's because it's going to be live later. Burping. Okay. Love you guys so much. I'll see you guys later. Bye.